Hi there, welcome to Gardening with Leslie and Alan. And today we are outside. Yay! Spring has finally arrived and we're actually going to get to play in the yard. So, what we have here is a small bed that was last fall pretty much put to sleep without any prep at all. So, it's a blank canvas. We need to get this bed ready so we can actually use it. So, what we need to do is to remove all the debris from last year. We're going to put a pre-emergent down. We're going to cut the proper edge on the bed, and we're going to mulch it. So that's what we have to do today. We're going to get started. So let's go. Okay, I'm going to give you a quick walk around so you can see the bed before. There's no real defined edge on it. I know where it's at, but you can't tell right now. And there's some tomato stakes from last year that weren't removed, and it's in general bad shape. But we'll get that taken care of. And here are the tools that we'll be using. I may have to drag one or two more out, but basically a couple of different rakes and a flat edge spade to cut the edge of the bed, and can for the debris. And that's about it. Okay, here is the bed after the initial cleaning and raking, and it looks a lot better. It's starting to look like a garden. As you can see, there are numerous perennials that are coming up, and that's good. We want to leave those alone and be careful of the little ones that are just starting to pop up. Okay, now there are some more prep things we need to do to this bed. It's hard to see, but along the edge of the garage wall there, you can see there are some weeds. And now we will need to pull those out, because although we are putting a pre-emergent down, that will only prevent new seeds from germinating. It won't kill any existing plants, including weeds or perennials or anything else. So we need to pull those out and get rid of them before we go farther. So we'll get those taken care of, and then I will show you the next step would be cutting the bed edge. I'm going to see if we can zoom in on showing you how to cut a bed edge. This little spot here. First thing is you find the edge where you want it. Straight down with the spade, about 4 to 6 inches. And then the soil is going to be pitched into the garden like that. So you want a little angle straight there. And you can straighten it up as you go. And also, if you come across any weeds, you'll need to pull those too. So keep this outside edge straight. Okay. Here is what it looks like edged. You can see it's approximately, I went a little shallow, about 4 inches, which is fine for me, 4 to 6 inches. And then I scoop the soil, into the garden and spread it out. Now this edge down here, this little corner I'm going to have to redo because it's just too busy. So I'm not going to concentrate too much on this particular area right here. This needs to be pulled up and redone. Okay, so the next step would be to place the mulch. I will get started on that directly. So the mulch that I chose for these gardens, this is what I always use, is a double processed hardwood undyed mulch. That's what predominantly they use in the Midwest, and we're in the Midwest here. Other parts of the country may use a pine straw or cypress. You know, there's all kinds of different mulches. This is what I'm using for this garden, and set it out initially in piles around the perennials so you don't crush them, and take care on when you spread it out. And I'll set the camera down and I'll show you what I mean by that, how to do that. So I'm going to fill in the edge line like that and come around the perennials without covering them up. You're going to want to put on top of an existing garden about a 2-inch layer of mulch. If it's a brand new garden, you're going to want to put a 3-inch covering. And the reason why you do mulch, there's a couple reasons. Is it holds the moisture in. It prevents soil erosion. It also, in rain, if you've got a layer of mulch down, it prevents mud from splashing up on the plants or the walls of the house or whatever you have it next to. So it just keeps it cleaner and neater. It just gives it an overall finished look. And you might have to go back and touch up a few spots as you go. Like that. I'll go ahead and do the rest of the garden.
Hello, as you can see, we have finished the mulching. It's down about 3 inches. That'll give a nice good layer for the spring and summer. And then in the fall, we'll do a light mulching in order to get the plants and the perennial set for winter. So now that the mulch is down, it's time to put the pre-emergents down. A pre-emergent is used to prevent seeds from germinating. So it will prevent weed seeds that have blown into the garden from last year, anything blowing in this year. And it will help allow you to keep your weeds under control, make it much easier to maintain the garden through the season. This product will last about 8 to 12 weeks, depending on, how much water it gets and how fast it runs through the soil. So we will reapply sometime in, early to midsummer, and that's about it. So about twice a year, we put them down on the perennial beds. The one thing you want to keep in mind with a pre-emergent is it does prevent seed from germinating. It does not prevent a weed that is already growing from continuing to grow. So if you have something in the garden that needs to come out, you do need to pull those roots out. Also keep in mind, if you are planting flowers from seed or vegetables from seed, this would not be the product you would want to use. However, in an established bed, this is perfect. So what we've got is it's got a little bit of color to it so you can see it. You're going to put it down kind of, as thick as you put, chocolate chips in a chocolate chip cookie is what I always said. It comes with this little shaker you can do it by hand like that. Or if you have a lot of beds like we have, we just use a grass seed spreader and put it on like this. And you can get it pretty far back this way. And you can get a nice thick coating. What will happen is once the water hits this, it will cause a barrier at the top of the soil, which will that will act as the pre-emergent and prevent the seeds. I put it into the pachysandra just because I don't want anything growing up inside that pachysandra. I also am working to keep it inside the actual bed, because I will overseed the grass a little bit later in the season, and I don't want to have it prevent the grass seeds from growing. And there you have it. It's all done and ready for the season. You can add fertilizer as needed for your perennial beds, and then you're done.
Okay, that'll do it today for how to prep a bed and getting ready for spring. And I hope you liked the video today. If you did, please hit that like button, share, subscribe, and any comments below, we'd appreciate it. And we'll see you next time.